Hello there. So our today's problem is merge sorted arrays. We are given two integer arrays, that is nums1 and nums2, and we are given two variables m and n to tell us that how many numbers can be shifted from nums2 to num1. Okay, here in our first example, we are given m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 3. We are going to put three numbers from num2 in num1. Let's see our first example. Looking at our first example, we are given num1 and num2. Now we are going to use two pointer method to iterate the arrays and change its positions. So the first pointer we're gonna use is first, that is going to point at the mth position of array 1, and second pointer is second, that is going to point nth position of array 2. So in our case, m is 3 and n is also 3, so the first pointer points at the third position, that is 0 1 2. Here the third position is 3, so here it is pointing. And in nums2, the second pointer is going to point at n, that is the third position again here. So the third pointer we're gonna use is I, which is m plus n minus 1, that is 3 plus 3 minus 1 5. So here it will be 0 1 2 3 4 5. So I is going to point here. This I is in a loop, so every time the position is filled, it is going to decrement. So first consider our second pointer. We're gonna check whether first is greater than or less than equal to second. So in our case, first is going to be 6 and first is going to be 3 and second is going to be 6. 6 is greater than 3, so we gonna replace 6 to the position I and move the second pointer. So here we gonna replace 6 and the second pointer will be moved to 5, and again it is going to check whether 5 is greater than or less than equal to 3. 5 is again greater than 3, so we are going to replace, and now the I will be here. It will also be decremented every time a new integer is placed. So now we are going to replace 5 with 0. So here we are replacing 5. So now the second will be moved, decremented again, and I will be decremented again. So second pointer is here and I is here. Now again it is gonna check whether 2 is greater than or less than equal to 3. In this case 2 is less than 3. So what it is going to do, it is going to decrement the first pointer because we have encountered a greater number in num1. So it is moving the pointer to 2. So now we are checking 2 and 3. So 3 is greater than 2. We are replacing the I with 3. So now it will be replaced here and the I is here. First is here. Now both the numbers are same. So we are replacing the ith position with 2 from second. So now it will be replaced by 2. Thus all the numbers from second is moved to first. Let's see how we are going to code it. So as I said, we are going to have two pointers. First is equal to m minus n. It is going to point at the mth position from nums1, and the second pointer is n minus 1 and in loop another pointer is going to be there to point the iterated positions, and every time the number is replaced it is going to decrement. So first we're gonna check if the number at position, before that there is a condition. If we check our second example, there is no values and the n is also 0. So if that is the case, what we are going to do, we are going to first check the second pointer, whether the second pointer is greater than 0, sorry, less than 0. If it is less than 0, then the whole thing will be breaked, because we are not going to add any elements from num2 to num1. Otherwise, if in our example, the first number to be replaced is 6, which is a greater number in nums2. So first we are going to code that if a number in num2 is greater than num1, then we are going to replace that number in ith position, that is nums2 of the number is in second pointer, and we are decrementing the second position, that is we are moving the second position by 1. If it is not the case, the number in nums1 array is greater than the second, then nums2, then we are going to replace the number in nums1 to the ith position. That will be pointed by pointer first, and we are going to move the first pointer by 1. So that's it. Let's execute the code. Okay, there is a, okay, I missed the 1 here. Yes, let's submit. Okay, at line 10, array out of bound and exception. Okay, so if, as we are decrementing first as well, if the pointer goes less than 0, we didn't include that condition. So let's add first is greater than 0. If and only if first is greater than 0, it enters the loop.